My garage is an absolute disaster.
Bunch of car parts.
All right, so this is a weird way to film an intro for a video, but yeah, I decided why not. So basically what's gonna happen is I wanna start working on my car again, and my garage is an absolute disaster. So in order to get in my car, I really do have to clean stuff up around my car because my garage is a mess, and I've been putting off making videos and stuff because of that. So yeah, I'll show you what we're gonna work on, and then we can get working on it, and then hopefully we can start talking about what I want to do to the car, or what the rest of the channel is gonna look like. But for now, this is just a really simple vlog, just to get started. So, you know, be patient with me because I've not really done vlogs before, so bear with me as I learn this process.
So yeah, like I got boxes of like fish crap that I need to put away, bunch of car parts, extension cords and stuff that I just, you know, things I've been ripping out, things I wasn't, basically I was gonna sell it, decided I didn't really want to. I have projects that I wanted to do that I haven't finished. So I'm gonna work on that after I get all of this mess cleaned up. Now that this area is clean, I can actually walk around. I mean, it looks wider than it is, but you saw me, there's not much room. So get all this stuff off the car is the next project. Get everything out of the trunk, and then yeah, you see this is just an absolute disaster. That's next. But as you can see, like I do a lot of woodworking, so I got wood scrap everywhere. Yeah, but ultimately the whole plan is that I can get to the car. So anything around the car is really the big plan right now. You know, and then this fish stuff, I need to figure out a better place for it. I do a lot of stuff in here that's just different things, and I have different needs. Like I do woodworking, you know, I have a little office space that I do editing and graphic design stuff. And then I have a whole fish room behind me over here that it's got fish tank stuff. So it's really a multi-purpose room more than anything. But ultimately, like, I want to be able to get to my car whenever I need to. All right, so let's get started on this, I guess. Another time lapse. This is pretty much what's gonna happen. So I'll come back to this later, but I've gotten this area around the front. I still need to clean up this little area, and my office is a disaster still. But at least now I can get to the car, and that's the first step, right? I guess. So yeah, we'll do that, and then you know, we'll figure out what we're gonna do on the inside. The bulk of what I want to do is it, and sadly underneath the car because it needs a new clutch. And then here's the disaster inside. It's really just the trunk. So once that's all taken care of, I can deal with things that I've got to do down here. So yeah, that's the bulk of everything that was supposed to get done today. I may end up putting the rest of the things I want to do in the video, or it'll be for another day. All right, well, it's day 2, and I got everything cleaned up last night. I didn't finish filming everything, but I didn't feel like it was necessary. It's just me picking crap up. All right, so you remember all the mess that was behind here yesterday, and the mess in front of the Miata. All that's been picked up and put away, organized where it can be. So now we can get to the Miata and actually start working on the things that I want to work on, which one of those is cleaning the outside because it's covered in like a layer of sawdust. So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna work on some projects that I have that I wanna get done in here. I can show you what those are gonna be real quick. So essentially, there's a bow. So I cut this whole dash out, literally everything behind this has been cut out, completely cut out. It's a little janky, but once it's done, it should be nice. And then I'm gonna make a nicer one out of some plywood and then put a nice veneer over top of that.
So as far as everything goes on the interior, that's basically it. It's just pulling out the dash, making a new one, and I'll show you guys that whole process, but essentially I'm just gonna be cutting a board, sticking it in. And then the next big project that I have that I wanna do on the Miata is not on the interior, it's actually on the backside, and I'll show you that.
So many of you guys know the garage vary panel. Essentially, there's not a whole lot different that I'm gonna be doing to it, but as you can tell, these cardboard rings, I'm gonna make a piece of fiberglass to go into it and mold it to the rest of it. I'm gonna block over this, because who needs reverse lights? No, I have plans for the reverse lights. And then inside of here, I actually have some tail lights from a Volkswagen bus that I'm gonna be putting in. I also have some buckets that are not in this side, but I can show you on this side. I already have buckets that are gonna go in here. This is gonna be cut out, and essentially this whole piece will be a new piece.
Okay, so the whole plan for that is you take the original taillights, right? And keep that shape, but how would it have been done in the 60s? Well, in the 60s, taillights were a lot smaller. So I'm keeping the shape, but it's gonna be a little bit smaller. And yeah, I added this little chrome bit. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but essentially there's these things that they used to stick in cars in like the 50s and I think 60s, I don't know. They're called jewels, and there's a little blue jewel that went inside. I've found clear ones. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna see if it works. If it doesn't work, these are like 20 bucks, I can get more. So yeah, actually I had it backwards. So it'll be this way, right? This is where that jewel will be. This will be the normal brake light, like in the center. And then this will be painted amber in the backside, so it'll have that kind of same look. So yeah, I think it'll look really cool, and if it doesn't, not that big a deal. So yeah, 60s taillight, or 90s taillight meets 60s taillight. Is that strange? Probably a little bit, but I don't like new cars. I don't like modern cars. And as far as my standards go, a Miata is a new car. My first car was a 1964 Volkswagen Beetle. So 1990 is very new. And so I started to love driving because of that car. I hated driving before that, actually. Automatics were sketchy to me. I got bored. You'll find out soon I have ADHD. And so I just got bored and I started falling asleep. I got tired, and that's just not safe and not fun. And so I had a lot of anxiety driving. I got the 63 Volkswagen Beetle. Took me forever to get it running, but once I finally did, a friend of mine taught me how to drive stick. And yeah, I kind of took off from there.
So yeah, just imagine this car built in the 60s. That's why I have the bullet mirrors. I painted the daisies black because I want to keep them. They have a very retro feel, and I like that. I like them. I know a lot of people don't. 14s are hard to find wheels for, or tires for, but I don't mind them. And so next thing I'm going to be doing is, yes, there's plenty of bumpers that have the retro look, but I kind of wanted something in between. So I'm going to be making these on my own, making it on my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fill in this area and smooth this part out, get rid of these. The other plan is to put some, I can't even see my finger, to put some turn signals down here, more like the retro Lucas style turn signals from Mini Cooper, classic Mini.
So a lot of this build isn't gonna be everyone's cup of tea, and I understand that, but I do feel like it's pretty interesting, especially if you like the whole retro Miata thing, or if you like classic cars. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, okay, that's all like exterior stuff. Are you gonna do anything in the engine bay? Essentially, no, I'm not gonna be doing much in the engine bay right now. So I understand that this isn't gonna be everyone's cup of tea. That's okay with me. Ultimately, I just want to document and have fun recording the process of me building a more retro Miata. I think it's a cool idea, and I've seen people do retro builds, but they still feel a little too modern for me. And that's the whole point, is to me, it feels more modern than I'm comfortable with. I grew up driving a 1964 Volkswagen Beetle. There was no power steering, there was no power brakes. The clutch was super stiff because it was cable driven. So I want to get some of that back. So does it make a whole lot of sense? No, but it's going to be a fun project. So I'm just going to record stuff as I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing. I need to clean the tires. That's dirty. So yeah, that's just a brief overview. If you really want to know what's going to go on with the Miata, then just stay tuned, because I have plans to go over the whole process, mod by mod. I have a plan for all that, and I'll probably do that in the next video, where we just talk about everything I'm going to do, and I'm sure we'll talk about it over the course of me recording. So yeah, just stay tuned. It's just going to get better from here. I guess I'll see you next week. See you guys later.